from watching my mother, I've always gotten a sense of you just should go into life thinking that anything that you want and anything you want to accomplish, you have to get yourself. And that's it. Like, whatever needs to be handled by you. And if you're blessed by God to get like some type of help on the way from a husband or a man, then that's an added on bonus. But everything that you do in life, you should attack everything as if it's Anya and just Anya, and Anya gotta do what Anya gotta do so that she could be where she needs to be. And then once that help comes along, if that help comes along, then you thank God for it and then keep it moving.
Now, my mom, more to speak, like, she's not afraid to just be a woman, you know, let a man be a man, but sometimes my mom has less, it's like this real pride thing, and she can kind of trump over a man and make him feel small. Now, I'm not saying she doesn't intentionally make him feel less of a man, but it was just with her personality. When things don't get done right, she takes over.
I think because she was a single parent, my mother has 3 children, it was more of I'm the one-man show. So you kind of got to watch what I do, and hopefully you do better than I did, but I can only provide you with what I have, and that's all she really had. She was super independent. She was like superwoman. She did it all. So it kind of made me feel like that's how I needed to be in life. But I found out in dating, that's kind of very difficult, because if you always handle everything and do everything yourself, inviting a man in, it's like there's no place for him almost. So it was interesting. It definitely was a learning curve. I kind of had to trial and error for myself, ask friends, and then reel it back in. I mean, I've been in relationships where guys have told me, like, you don't need me, so why are we dating? And I was like, I don't understand. Isn't it not just enough to want you? And they're like, no, you do everything, you say everything, you plan, you do everything. It's just like you're fitting me into your schedule instead of us having that cohesion. So I'm like, oh, that's where my mom's side comes out more in me.
Mainly, I've seen that I kind of lack emotion when it comes to relationships. And I think that's because my mom, growing up with her, we were never very affectionate towards one another. Like, everybody knows I love my mother with everything in me, but the people around me, they probably have seen me hug or kiss my mom on the cheek once or twice. Like, my best friend, he's probably seen it once. We've been best friends for 15 years, but that's just not how we interact. So now going into relationships, I'm not necessarily looking to be really affectionate all the time, and when most women, that's what they're looking for. So they think I'm kind of brushing them off because I'm not affectionate, but that's just not what I know. Mostly just about what a woman is capable of, and that she doesn't necessarily need a man, because my mother took care of everything. She paid all the bills. She made sure we were straight. My dad contributed here and there where he could, but she took care of everything. And that's positive because it shows me the strength of a woman, but I also see in my sister that now she's kind of this real independent woman, and she feels like she doesn't necessarily need a man. I think she says something like, I'm going to take care of everything, and if I happen to get help from a man, then that's just on top of it. So it's good, but it's also bad.
When I was younger, I always wanted to be the more dominant one in my relationship, because I didn't want to like show the signs of being vulnerable and being inferior to the opposite sex. So I would usually go for not the guys that were like weak or anything, but but I was like more in control, like in my past relationships. So I would say that's probably kind of what I picked up on, because I never wanted to go what my mom went through.
It's okay to be alone. Like, it's extremely okay to be alone. And then I learned something yesterday that kind of, because I'm dealing with a breakup, so if I start tearing up, I'm sorry. Sometimes at an age, you just don't want to be bothered. You get to that age when it's like, another one, another situation, and you're sitting there like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I think when my mom reached that age for her, she's like, oh, I don't want to do it anymore.